Hello, my name is Lizzie. Each week I'm bringing along a different origami fold, and that's to encourage you to take some time out for yourself to discover the fun of purely paper folding. The possibilities are endless. This week I'm bringing along a very special fold, and again a huge thank you to Viviane Berty, who's a French origamist. So merci for your fold, and she has created this amazing hedgehog fold, which I thought would be a lovely one to share with you. We'll make it from one piece of paper and then we'll be chopping it up into four, so it's almost a sort of modular piece of origami, and it's a very satisfying thing to do. So I thought hedgehogs, again, they're a little bit of a socially distanced animal, aren't they? Their spikes are to encourage you to stay back, but they're also very sweet and lovely. And they can also curl up in a ball. I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like curling up in a ball too. So I think these will be a really lovely thing to make. So I will show you with plain paper, and this is all about encouraging people to take time out for themselves. A little bit of self-care and a little bit of focusing on something else. Often nature and beautiful patterns makes us feel better. That chance to get completely absorbed. All of these films I'm making are dedicated to my colleagues at UCLH, a hospital in London, and to patients, but it's for everybody. So I'm hoping this can help support you, whoever you are, during this time. And I'm also sharing live folds every Wednesday at 2 as well. So I hope it can be a support and a delight. And I'd love to see your folds as well. So yeah, hedgehog. They come from the medieval words for hedge. Obviously they like living in hedges. Hog, they have stout which look a little bit like pigs, so that's where the name comes from. So I'm gonna, in just a second, move the computer around and I will show you how to fold a hedgehog of your very own. You might want to use plain paper. I'm going to colour on one side so you can see how you can use to good effect different colours. Or if you have something like a brown, I made a little tiny one out of a brown paper envelope. I thought that was rather sweet. So I would recommend, if you've got any brown paper, using that. It's nice to use things that otherwise you might put in the bin. So make them special. I think that's what origami is about, turning the everyday into something remarkable, beautiful, that will make you just go, wow. Not only yourself, but others as well. You could make gifts. You could start getting ready to make gifts for people as well. It will make them smile. So grab something that you want to press on. I recommend that. And I'm going to show you with just a normal piece of A4 paper, and we're going to add some colour, and then I will show you how to make your very own hedgehog. So here goes. I'm going to direct this down. The scattering of hedgehogs there. And obviously they hibernate as well. There we go. It's getting to that time of year at the moment. So we're going to take a corner and line it up, and encouraging you to just enjoy doing this slowly. I'm slowing myself down, and it just helps me feel relaxed as well. Just go nice and slowly. So just be really exact. And the key is always to give good strong folds when you're happy it's in the right place. If you have a nail, use it, but you're letting out that little bit of pressure. That makes you feel a little bit better. We're going to get rid of this rectangle. So turn it over and fold it back. There we go. Right, I think in a moment we're going to add some colour as well to one side, just so I can show you how you can use adding a bit of colour if you wish. Or if you have anything like an old, I don't know, a letter or something that's been printed out that has something on one side and not on the other, that can be quite good. There we go. So I'm going to just add some colour next. Relaxing in itself. There we go. Seems to be bringing out the little marks on the board. My very well used writing, drawing, making board. When my daughter was little, she did lots of scribbles on it one time, but it's made character of it. All those little marks make something quite lovable. There we go. Getting there. Sanding down the pencil. Or if you have origami paper, which has got different colours of different sides. This is a really good design for that, actually. See a little bit later on. There we go. Almost there. I've been watching some Bob Ross films, enjoying those. Just how much just watching something like paint being put onto canvas is very relaxing. Maybe we've got an element of that with just a little bit of colouring. There we go. I think that will do. That's great. Okay, so we are going to next chop this up into 4. So if we fold it over, you take your time, be nice and careful, nice and slowly. It's relaxing that way, taking your time out. That's it, so I've done one line. And I'm going to do another line. And I'll show you how to fold those spines, a little face, and put it all together. There's no glue in this, and it stays together so brilliantly. Very clever. There we go. So I want to chop this up into the 4. So again, I'm giving a little nick. I'm trying to show you each time how you could do this with very little materials. All you need is paper and your hands this way. Obviously, it really doesn't matter if you haven't got a pencil or a pen. It doesn't matter at all. You can keep it plain and maybe just colour in the nose, which is what I've done for some of mine as well. There we go, it looks very effective too. And as I said, if you've got any scrap paper, it's quite nice using something like that. Turning something that's you'd otherwise not value into something special, I think is what origami is all about. Right, so our next step is if you turn it over to the plain side, if you're using different colours, and we're going to just do the diagonals first of all. Here we go. And there we go. Satisfying in itself. And then what I want you to do is take the outside point there and bring it into the middle, like so. Can you see? So it's up here and I folded it there, and then do the same for this end. So this is what we're going to do for all the spikes. And the head's going to be a tiny bit different, but still quite similar. So you're doing that shape. And then what you can do is fold it in half like that. Do you see? So it was like that, and I just folded it back. So that's one there. Do the next one. I'll do the next one the same. Okay, so I've got the, if you're using colour side, to the blank side. Already got a bit of a diagonal line there, that's fine. And then I'm going to do the other one. And it's with modular. I love how it's a little bit relaxing because you're doing the same thing over and over again often. So you're taking the point and bringing it to the middle. And of course the classic thing is making 1,000 cranes, which is very therapeutic. I've not gone up to that one. I have made modular spiky pieces which have got lots of pieces. 270 has been my biggest modular, but I've not quite felt like making 1,000 cranes because I don't know where I put it, which I think is the problem. There we go. And then if you fold it back, so I've seen them in Japan and Korea where that folding is then left in temples. Maybe I'll put that to one side. There we go. So again, your next one, turn it to the blank side, and again your diagonals. Just enjoying this simple little focus. I think origami is a little bit like a dance, little moves that you're doing. That's it, and just enjoying the patterns. Going slowly and time. Time to make something special. Okay, so again the top, bringing that to the middle point, like so, and the same here, bringing that to the point Obviously I recommend you do it flat on a board. I'm just trying to show you. So as it is, then folding it back like so. Right, so we've done 3 for the body, and next I'm going to show you for the head. So if we turn it over, again you've got a diagonal, do the 2 diagonals. It's very similar, we're just going to effectively make a little nose as well. Again the other diagonal, like so. That's it. So what we're going to do this time is just one side, folding that to the middle, like so. So this is going to be for the head. Now I want you to turn it to the back, and this piece that's sticking out, I want you to bring it up to the middle. So it's on this other side. Now next we're going to make its little nose. Just checking that's lined up, that's good. So I'm going to bring this down so that this sticks over. This is effectively going to be a little nose. So it's sticking over, and then I'm going to fold it back. And that's so that it's given a little nose there. So then we turn it back to the side, and then as we did with the others, just folding it back. So that's the hedgehog's nose. Right. We could actually do its head while I'm holding its head. I can show you what to do. So this is going to be similar for all of them. I think how to explain this. So we're going to lift this up, and we're going to take the side, and we're going to aim for that little point there. So can you see where we are? So it starts off like this. We're slightly opening this up. We're going to leave this nice and intact, and going to take this, and I'm going to line it up there like so, and it starts to bring this up into a spike like so, and it's the same on this side. So I'm going to be taking this, and I'm going to line it up there. Again, I don't really use much of the origami terminology because I think this is going to be new to you. I still feel like I'm learning myself. Lining this up. Do you see? And it's made now a nice little hedgehog face. Just try and make sure it's all lined up. Again, the beauty of the paper is that you can play with it until you're happy. If it doesn't feel quite right, and play around with it till it does. There we go. Can you see? It still feels a little bit out there. But that's basically its face there. That's it. Can you see? So it's got a little nose and a spike. Lovely. Right, we're going to go on to the spines now. So we've got the face there already. And we have got these. So hopefully you'll find these quite easy after the last step. So again, it looks like this. Now one of these spikes we're going to keep nice and intact. So I recommend bringing that up. So we're going to leave that unfolded. And then we're going to take this and line it up there. So can you see? So I took it from the outside here and I'm lining up there. And it does actually line up rather beautifully. Hope you can see well enough. And then turning it again to the other side. And taking this, and I'm going to line it up to there. Keep that out of the way. That's it. I know this is all very three-dimensional, and this is on film, so it's a little bit of a challenge, but that's also why it's very engaging, very stimulating, because it's having to get your own head around it all. There we go. Can you see? There's a nice little spike there. So that's the spine. Spike of its back. So again like this, and you open up one of these without, and then we're going to take this and line up there. Always a little bit interesting up in the air. There we go. And then again the same to this side. So we're going to take this and line it up there. It really is a piece of engineering. I've just started to manage to come up with a second design of my own, which I'm going to reveal at the start of November. You'll see it's appropriate, but I have to say you have to really understand how things work in order to come up with things, I reckon. Maybe you can find things by chance, I don't know. But each time I've come up with something, I've had a clear vision of what it is I want to do, and I've suddenly realised how to do it, which has been amazing. One of those moments you go, wow, I actually is beginning to get it, but I still feel very much like a student myself. So again, lifting up one of these, and then taking this corner and lining it up there. Like so. Hope you can see this well enough. Again, the back, taking that corner and lining it up there. And I think the wonderful thing is that you're having to do this yourself. It will mean that you have to understand it yourself, don't you, really? Like so. I hope that's worked. I hope that's working for you. Right, to assemble it, it's pretty easy to assemble. So the main thing was making those little units. So we've got the face, that's obviously going to be at the front. Now you can basically slot them together rather easily. So you can see this looks a bit like its face, it's not, but it's going to fit in there. And these little flaps keep on the outside. Can you see? So this flap will come on the outside, and it's the same on both those sides. Right, and you'll find that inside it will be lining up at about that sort of angle. You'll find it feels fairly solid, and I guess it's lining up here. That's great. And then the next one. Actually, I'll push that in a little bit more. There we go. So it feels right. I'm afraid, again, all these things you have to do yourself to really get a feel for how it's working. So again, pushing that in, keeping the flap out. There we go. And then the final one. There we go. It should be staying together. Again, putting it in that pocket there, pushing it in, keeping those out. So at the moment it's just held there like that. That seems to be working. And we're going to give it a base. So we're going to fold in a straight line there, and then we're going to tuck it away, and it will all keep it locked in place. So let me see. Maybe I will bring this down again. So I'm going to fold it there in a straight line. Now I've tended to just do it on the outside, like so, then I can see what I'm doing. Can you see? I folded it up, and then I'm going to match it on the other side. Like so, and that's looking a good shape, isn't it? There we go. And then there's a pocket inside here, so we're going to reverse this and bring it in like so. So I'm tucking that away, and it actually locks it all in place, and it also gives it a good strong base for it to stand on. Gives it a bit of shape again. So I'm again pushing that in there, and you want to, I guess, make sure that they're in line with each other, both of those pieces, so that they're nice and so it will stand up well. So it'll be quite good solid. There we go, and it stands up really well. So it depends if you've coloured it in or not. If you haven't, you can just gently colour in the nose. Haven't you? Mine seemed to have lost the colour a bit there. It was coloured, so you can do the colouring in afterwards. There we go. Well, I hope that's worked for you. I know there's some quite three-dimensional steps in there, but I hope you got the feel for it, and I hope you've enjoyed that. I'd love to see your hedgehogs. I hope this has been a nice break. Many thanks. Bye-bye.